So, if you lived in Lagos, Kwara, Oyo, Osun, and Ogun State, Nigeria, between 2003 and 2013, then you would be familiar with the name Godogodo, the one-eyed monstrous armed robber who terrorized southwest Nigeria for over a decade. Abiodun Egunjobi, popularly known as Godogodo, was born in Ato, Ogun State, Nigeria in 1977. At a very young age, he ran away from his parents' home in Ogun State and settled in Katangwa, a slum in Abulegba area, Lagos State. There, he sold scraps, cigarettes, alcohol, and other small items. His parents would often go to Katangwa and drag young Abiodun back home. Again, he would make his way back to the slum. This circle continued until his parents finally gave up and left the young boy to his own devices. Now, while Godogodo was living in Katangwa, he met a group of hoodlums who would often approach him and beg him to help them keep their bags while they go about other businesses. These men will return very late at night, sometimes at the midnight or early dawn, to carry their belongings, and then they would reward Godogodo with small tokens like 5,000 naira, 3,000, 2k. He never bothered to know what was in those bags or where the hoodlums went all through the night while he had custody of their belongings. This continued for a while until one day, naturally, Godogodo's curiosity began to sprout. He decided to look into those bags entrusted to him and find out for himself what was in those bags. Well, what he saw was enough to set any normal child into full panic. Not Godogodo. Instead, he got angry. How could these hoodlums rip him off like this for so many months? Now, in those bags were weapons of different kinds, guns, dagger, all kinds of dangerous stuff, and then there was bundles of money in there too. So when the hoodlums returned very late that night, Godogodo demanded to be paid a higher fee because to him he had put two and two together and realized that he had been helping these men hide weapons they used for armed robbery. These hoodlums refused to bargain with Godogodo, so he made up his mind that very night that he was going to form his own gang, and that was exactly what he did. Now, he gathered people living around, most of his boys around the slum area. He put them together and they formed a petty thief gang where he became their leader. His new gang began to break into people's homes and shops, carting away with valuables like food, clothes, anything they could just lay their hands on. This was how Godogodo's journey into the little world of armed robbery took a very sophisticated turn. Now, in one of those operations, the police apprehended him and his group and took them to prison. No one came to ask for him. His parents didn't come, friends didn't come, family. No one came to bail him out until he spent 7 good years in prison. Now, Godogodo felt his punishment was too big for his crime, so he began to fester deep-rooted hatred for the police. While in prison, Godogodo met other dangerous armed robbers serving their time. They took him in and began to train him, so when he eventually came out of prison, he vowed to deal with the police for wasting 7 years of his life for what he considered a minor offense. Now, to make good on that promise, Godogodo began to study the police method. He studied police checkpoints, police routine, to a point that he had a firm knowledge of police routine. Ultimately, he develops an ingenious strategy that helped him evade the police for so long. In fact, his strategies were so efficient that even his gang members believed that he had some kind of magical powers that allowed him to disappear before police got to the crime scene. Right, that's all for now. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe so you don't miss out when a part 2 of this story drops.